Hi there, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and I am a spiritual being walking around in a meat suit. And with me today, I have my brother.
I am a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. My name is Neil, and in this video, with divinity, it's fascinating that people still look for God or look for the divine or try to find something, because God's not lost. You don't have to find him. And your only responsibility is to remove all the barriers from within you that block you from receiving, but you're already it in the first place. So, like with the divinity thing, it's like this thing of realizing that what you are and where you are is perfect because of potentially where you're going. And so like in my life, I've had experiences where I've experienced phenomenal things, like where a situation has turned out way different than what I even originally anticipated. Such as I flew to an airport in Costa Rica, and I had a 4-hour drive from the airport to a hotel, and I didn't have a way to get from the airport to the hotel, and it was a 4-hour drive. And I literally was considering potentially hitchhiking because I didn't know what the country was like. I didn't know if they had vehicles, if they had public transit. I didn't. I had done some research, so I felt like they had vehicles, but I wasn't fully aware because I hadn't ever been there. But I get to the airport, and 5 minutes later, like I have a taxi and I'm on the way to this hotel 4 hours away. But it's been things like that where it's been complete divine timing that things have worked out, and I feel blessed and very appreciative to be able to share that. And I want to invite you, do you have a specific experience or something that you felt or saw or heard that you feel was a divine expression in your life, Dennis?
Do you mind if I share something from when I was in my lower 20s? You were talking about the being connected to the divine. Well, this was a point where I wasn't connected to the divine. And I was thinking about this when you were sharing your story about being down there in Costa Rica.
Are you sure about that?
I was connected, but I blocked it because of my own illusions, because of my own ego, because of choices that I chose to make at that point. It was like I distanced myself from the higher source. So if you don't mind me sharing that. And that was, I was working at a job that I really did not like. And it didn't make me feel good being there because I knew that I was something, I knew that I was meant for more. So I just wanted to share that. And then what was your question again? You were asked.
A moment of when you experienced a divine expression, or you've heard, or you've like seen something, or you've felt something in your life, like a personal experience.
There's many, like so many that I'm not sure that, so I'm just going to pick one. And that one is when we first started this podcast. I remember that we were sitting in the living room and we were talking about some pretty in-depth topics. And I was like, man, or one of us was like, man, we need to start recording these conversations. And literally right from that moment, a decision was made to start this podcast. And within 3 days, we had no equipment to do any video, to make any videos. And within 3 days, a good friend of ours, that's a country music artist, he was like, hey, I'll bring all my gear over. We can do the first podcast. I'll sit in with it. And it was like the thing they just fell into place.
Once the decision was made.
Yes. So, I mean, that's one of the more, not recent ones, but that's the first one that kind of came to mind that I can consciously get out of my file cabinets of my memory.
Awesome. So that's beautiful. I want to share a quote, and it goes like this. A mother's love is like a circle. It has no beginning and no ending. It keeps going around and around, ever expanding, touching everyone who comes in contact with it. That's by Cora Miller. And if you have my Snapchat, I actually shared that quote on my Snapchat, and I crossed out the words a mother's and I wrote God's love. And that's literally how I see the divine, the fabric of things, the interconnectedness, fabric, love. I feel it's just ever expanding and touching everybody that comes in contact with it. Stay blessed, stay multi-dimensional, and continue experiencing